Good morning, my viewers. I'm giving you an update for the closing of the month of August. Okay, for those that are updating all their bills, they have funds saved. Congratulations, that's the most um, most better way to come to become. Um, Updating every of the bills that we have. So that's your focus. If you are one of those, keep focused. Don't when we make payments, it hurts. It had to hurt. Like a pain because you need to buy something else. You need shopping, or you need to spend it on your health. But if you could up and see it, and you already scheduled your doctor's appointment, because your health is a priority. However, if you already have a scheduled doctor's appointments, but you still focus on your finance, and most of the time people being financial burden because of medical bills, health issues, things like that. So I'm thinking if we do this type of videos, we'll be able to overcome those bondages, subjects that make people, instead of being pulled up from poverty, the system, with no intentions, push them to the poverty. But at this pandemic times, it's been there for good, regardless of losses, regardless of how painful it's been. Remembering this type of pandemic is being very, very hurtful, but we must know that everything works for good, right? If we have a higher source to believe, if we have a higher source to guide us. Okay, so now those are gonna keep focusing, and if they have some type of money after days, that I wouldn't call emergency fund. I would call like a surplus or super, because if you have emergency fund, which is we would do, it's like attracting that you're gonna have an emergency fund. You're gonna have emergency, so you must have funds. So I would say, let's call it myself. I call it like surplus or savings or something. Like, it doesn't make me think that I'm gonna have an emergency, because hey, some people doesn't have an emergency. I haven't been on the doctor, never been at the doctor, only for the two C-sections for the kids, and that's it. My mom told me that I should probably, I remember that I was very little and almost died. My mom said with the asthma that I had when I was very little, I almost died. So with many trips to the hospital, she learned how to treat the asthma, and mostly and the doses, the amount of doses, because it requires a lot of steroids for the lungs and things like that. So you already know about some type of respiratory things that we need to know, and be able to handle at home at the first signs, and then call the doctor right away. And when doctor's gonna be, when you take the baby or you go to the doctor, just like me, I won't be, in the emergency. I won't be, because I already can treat the way, I have to rest. I have to, perhaps my condition, I have to rest. I eat a lot of apples as a fiber. My supplements fiber. If I don't have it, then I have to get it, or wait, or be resting. But I'm glad that I am focused on my finance. I don't let my health take over my focus for the finances of the house. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you about those that are behind 3 months and a bill. I've been visiting the the website of my mortgage of company, and I was I couldn't pay on time. I had to use sources that I have that everybody have been gone, loans and advances, things like that. And they didn't let me to do a partial payment. My partial payment for when I was closing out the month, it was just an amount, and it was like $100 because my behind is only. I'm not behind anymore. I pay today when it's posted. I will be current again because I couldn't pay. I'd rather pay all those bills, like was over how many bills, instead of being behind and all those bills and created a greater chaos. I paid those, and then I stayed with the mortgage to see how things, if I could get my pay for my work and the sources that I invested, and the stimulus, every money that doesn't represent a debt, because then we are doing the same thing. And I'm exploring other roads to see if they be able to somehow legalize the way of people can get money in a decent way and with dignity and things like that. With social media, and we have been good because YouTube's videos are one of those that certified, and they said they received money from YouTube, and they took a little while to get them, but so for those, keep it up and keep that source of income plus your payroll or your fixed income, because we all have to have a fixed income. A fixed income is something that it's for sure there, because just like a payroll. And after that, we're supposed to get approved for may be able to receive every other type of legal sources. If it's not legal, then we look for a way it can be legal and why it is not legalized, and that is the way a system can get improved, change on behalf or ourselves, the people. And everywhere the person is, it's the people, regardless if they are sitting on a desk as home management, or if they sitting they are right now in a field fixing cars or fixing airplanes or selling stuff that are now something that is going to damage our health, our body. So those it's better that we don't put our time on those that it makes people like being not sober, or you know what I mean, right? Okay, so I couldn't be able, there is some assistance, but I would say the way that it could be improved is over here we have the this is perfectly here, the website page. What I was suggesting is that somehow we could add in the website right here miles earned. That will be the assistance, somehow the assistance, the money that they want to give it to the people that are behind mortgages. And if they open it here, let's put it here and say miles earned or mortgage assistance availability. That, and then when we click here, they will be able to give me the amount that I qualify because my mortgage was behind. Other thing that they can go and check is our account, the bills supposed to report. If the credit bureau or the government is the one giving the assistance money, they could pull the report instead of every person doing an application that it's not being working that way, because they've been looking for incomes, or they've been looking for some variables to be qualified that people doesn't trust anymore. I do not go and apply for that. And the reason is because I think it's not the right way to do it. If I go and apply and if they give me the money, but most of the time when I applied, they never had give me the money to pay or for assistance. So I said, I better don't waste my time in that. And I am thinking, well, probably I never had qualified. And I said, well, if I requested it because I'm in the need to use those funds or to take advantage that they offer in some type of release, so I can get rid of my debts, I can get other financial, another financial strategies that we could make better. If not, then I'm not part of it, and I'd rather not being like, okay, I'm gonna be depending on the assistance, and then I won't be focused on what I really want in my life. Either keep my lifestyle or improvement on my lifestyle, but never downgrade, never go down, never, because that's poverty. So I would say the only way that they can add here another window for miles earned for assistant, and how much amount that person needs to be current, or the 3 months that they are given to the person. And then, because I think the assistance they're doing, what I got was for Section 8 assistant. And I have friends that are being Section 8, but I'm not a single mother. I am not a widow. I am not, and I don't want to be part of Section 8. Section 8 for me is something that we need temporarily if we ever. But I don't have that on my schedule as a person. So it doesn't match with my personality. And if you are, and then you already got qualified and you had a Section 8, congratulations. That's a good way of being for your finance. If people have been there forever, decades, no problem. I don't identify myself with that. However, I respect that there's people are saving their money that way perfectly. So now, when you had that website window there, if the government really wants to issue those type of relief, then they supposed to have that. I come here, I owe my escrow. See right here, my escrow balance is 151 for a while. They can go on every 7, and when landlords, I would say landlords, be able to do their websites and make the reports to the government to require that if it doesn't, they don't do it that way, you still do it. You go as a landlord, make the request of relief for all those people, because you have, let's say you were very focused on your investments, and you realize real estate is a good dignity way of making money and should keep preserved. They don't have to sell drugs, or they don't have to become a criminal to get money. So real estate is a great way of that. They see that you were very focused on your parents, or you had the grades and you had a building, and you're a landlord of more than 100 apartments. Let's think rich. Okay, to start with. So those people must have a website, all those landlords, tenants, and they could go and print the sheet and forward to the government. And regardless, if they don't have established it that way, you do. You make a letter. And you say, this is all and I understood that there is some relief funds. I would say, all of these, my tenants were pre-qualified before going there. My history of the payment from each of the tenants are great because I wouldn't have them there. I qualify them through a realtor, and they qualify for income, payroll, you know, things like I'm gonna guarantee that you're not gonna waste your money, neither your time, and that you're gonna get paid and you're gonna get the profit that you're supposed to have because you invested in that. Now, on the other side of the tenant doesn't supposed to request that. However, tenants have to make a letter. At this point, for the closing of the month, every tenant, if they haven't received the relief, they have to send a letter to the government, those that are giving the relief. If the government is not the one giving the relief, go ahead. If usually the government work with the banks, and the banks are the one together with the government assign some type of funds, because we saw it on the EIDL thing and things like that. Okay, so if they can go further to solve this problem, and because a person is gonna look for some type of sources of income, either going find a job, either going and to get a permit to sell things legally, because people have tendency that they call wash thing, and then if the government then do it the work government's way. It's the most we say wise way to do it. So when you have this window here, I would say that those are behind like 3 months. They already should have the window there for them to pay. They see the person will pay the funds. I don't know how they do it because I don't trust those type of things, because you know, if I had the money, I don't know, I look for ways that I could help myself, but at the same time, don't be like a trap for those type of help that we get used to, and then we won't be able to go and look for explore other ways to succeed. And okay, I hope you like this video. I just paid my month of August of the mortgage. It's a lot of money. It's a money amount that you have to get used to, and you either start with little amount if you're still with your parents, exactly for the mortgage. You go straight to the bank or make arrangements with your parents, and I say, this is my money for the mortgage. This is my money for the rent. Because if you don't do that, how are you gonna get used to over $1,000 payment? Parents are. I am now heritage my kids. Real estate, if they haven't practiced how to pay it, regardless if I already paid it off. Because we see nowadays people are getting so hurt because parents heritage real estate. So suddenly they, instead of being suddenly for good, it's suddenly for bad. Like people don't know how to pay rents, mortgages, energy bills, water bills. Simple water bill had to be added to the because they cannot pay it because they haven't learned it. This is a skill that takes years. Whoever is have a building, it was a grace that they had from somebody else that he watched, or for the focus that they were and the matter or on the subject. So I would say make the window for the release of funds for the people that are behind 3 months, if they really want to help. Some situations like this in the past, they're being used to steal properties. I don't think that's the right way to do it. God's way is not that way. God's way is not respect of people, regardless of where you come from, regardless your citizenship status, regardless if you're a woman or man, regardless if you are from what this belief or that belief, regardless if you are from this political party or that political party. That's God's way. But you know, I heard that this is not this is not the way the part was done before. If you are, however, if you are in this country, you have to expect that people have priority, those that are native and they are imperfect, and those that are the veterans, and those that are elderly, then the moms with their children. Then while you wait for that priority, you have to look for the way of being productive every day and patient, just like I am. But while I wait for the relief, because my budget doesn't look good either, and I am glad I can speak about it because I speak for you as well. Okay, so I hope you like this video. The way the government can do it is adding a window here for the relief amount. So now I have, let's see, I have 3 months of my mortgage, about $10,000. An example. Okay, I will go. I click on my window that will say release funds. I will pay for my escrow, and I will pay for my September mortgage payment. And the money that I'm receiving, I will be focusing on putting up to date my car payments, my phone bill that hasn't been paid, the wireless phone, and my co-payments for the doctors, and some good that I need to shop for intimates and things that we need when you're going and plan for to be taking care of your health. Then I would go be shopping for that, right? So that's a way to say it. That is a way that I'm telling you we can do it. Don't wake up today and be desperate. But I said, well, if that money is gonna stay one more day, I probably gonna use it. I need this emergency, but I know how to handle it. I've been handled it before. How can I'm not gonna handle that? Then you change your diet. I didn't have my coffee today. I have an apple, a lot of fiber. I'm expecting one apple a day. Give the doctors away. But we had to confront our health, mostly if you already how old you are, because when you are young, well, regardless of your age, your health is priority, your ideal weight is priority, because you need adjustments on your diet, and exercising is a good way, gardening and sweating is a great way of gaining health. Drinking a lot of water and compete. 56 years old, see? It's supposed to add longevity every step that you in favor of your health. Okay, it seems like health, finance, family, everything is you know, like combining together. So that's why in every area you're supposed to have your reward, and you expect your reward in every area, and that's just the ideal way. But then you have your finances, and you focus in every area. Today, yesterday, I wake up and I sweat. I needed to sweat, and then I had some projects, painting, you know. And then you decide. If you decide, if the system doesn't change, then you're supposed to have another option. If the systems change, then it changed for all of us. It doesn't change for just one person, but it changed for themselves. Okay. Okay. Thank you for tuning in on my YouTube videos, and I hope that you could also get the benefit that I take the time to put my words and the videos of YouTube. Subscribe and give it a like. God bless you and thank you.